Hello, today I want to speak to you about what can each one of us do in order to preserve and to make our health better and better. Of course, many of you are taking homeopathic medicine, which is important, but along with that, I believe that we should give attention to four areas in our life: body, mind, community, and the spiritual aspect. When we talk about body, we have to focus on three things. Number one, diet. Number two, exercise. And number three, regularity of habit. Let's talk a little bit about this. As far as diet is concerned, I think it's very important that we should eat sensibly. We often eat much more than is required, and very often we eat things which we know are not healthy for us. So this is where we have to put our attention and to be more mindful of the quality and the quantity of what we are eating. I think most of us eat at least 3 to 4 times more than what we actually need. This can be a problem. Second, we have to exercise. We have to keep our body in action so that it remains healthy. And thirdly, we must adopt a healthy regularity of habit. We must wake up early, we must sleep early, etc. etc. So, this is very important for the body. As far as the mind is concerned, we must start to become aware of the repeated patterns of our behavior and what we get into, what situations we keep getting into again and again and again, repetitively. This kind of observation will give us a clue as to what is going on inside of us, a kind of inner reflection. So, when things are happening, when emotions are there, when problems are there, it is very good to step 3 steps back and to watch ourselves in some way and to see what is it that we are getting into again and again and what is happening inside our mind. This awareness is very important. The third thing is about community. It is about relationships. It is about how we contribute to the lives of other people. It is about how we start listening to others. Most of the time, what we are doing, we are not listening to anybody. We are only taking what they say and reacting from our own insecurity. Oh, he said like this. Oh, I feel insulted. I feel hurt. I feel angry. I feel disappointed, etc. etc. But are we really listening to where the other person is coming from? This is called pure listening, and that is the secret of any good relationship. So, start to listen. Give the space to the other person without taking it personally, without reacting, without falling into your pattern. You will be very surprised what the results will be. Because then when you open your space to listen, the other person will also have the space to listen to you, maybe. But otherwise there is absolutely no chance, because then two people talking to each other are basically only talking to themselves. They are not even listening. So I would say one step of this kind of community consciousness is to listen. The rest of it we will speak in further talks. And finally, when we talk of spirituality or spiritual orientation, then what does this mean? It means to find the space inside you which is higher than your own ego, which is higher than your own story, which is higher than your own individuality, to see that you are this little body mind self is a very temporary, very small in time. It comes, it lasts for a few years and it's gone. You see, that's it. But the question is that it? Or is this life of yours, is this individuality of yours a part of a much, much, much bigger consciousness which is permanent, which is beyond time, which is beyond name and form? And how can we get in touch with this timeless, spaceless consciousness? I can give you a very small hint for this. You see, when we hear a song, when we hear the notes of the music, our mind gets absorbed into those notes, when I say re ga ma pa da ni sa ni da pa ma re ga re ni re sa ab na jao chhod के दिल अभी भरा नहीं अभी ना जाओ छोड़ के. This is the song. Our mind is totally absorbed in the song. But this song is based on a melody. It is called Rag Yaman. Re ga ma pa da ni sa ni da pa ma re ga re sa. But below this melody, there is silence. Can we start to listen to that silence? Just try. I will sing the same melody but with silence. Now, instead of putting your attention on the sound, on the notes, just put your attention on the silence and see what happens. Ne re ga. Ne re ga ma. Give attention to your breathing in between. The breath comes, the breath goes. Like that, the notes come, the notes go. But into what space do they come from? Into what space do they disappear? That is the silence, isn't it? Let's see. Ne re ga ma pa. Ne re ga ma pa ma ma re ga. Pa ma re ga re sa. In that silent space from which these notes come, everything comes. You see, in that your thoughts, your mind, your body, everybody's mind, everybody's body, the entire creation is in that space, isn't it? Can we give attention to that space? Can we dissolve into that space? Ne re ga ma pa ma re ga. So, like this, by giving attention, becoming aware of the space between our thoughts, the space between our emotions, we get into touch with that huge, vast space of presence, of consciousness, which doesn't have a name or form, which includes everything past, present, and future, and yet it is timeless and spaceless. This kind of realization is the first step towards spirituality. So, if we give attention to our body, which is us, our mind, which is us, a part of a community, which is us, and the spirit, which is us, these are only four aspects of our own selves. If we nourish these four aspects, if we give it our attention, our care, and whatever it takes, then our health will be so much better, and our state of mind, and not only for us, but even for the people around, it will be very useful. This is what I wanted to share today.